Alright, everybody. We're going to try this again tonight. And I found out what the problem was last time. For some reason, it stopped reading one of the drives that has Microsoft scenery on it. I have 3 SSD drives, and this is an older computer, so it has 2 NVMe M2 slots, and then I have one in the PCIe slot, and that's the one that wasn't working. And hopefully it just works now. Looks like we're good on everything. Everything's loaded again, and hopefully no CTDs, so nothing to do about it. You just gotta keep going. Here with Calbraith P Rodgers, we're gonna try to get to Elmira. The weather's not the best either, but I'm kind of under the gun here because we gotta get these Vin Fiz flights somewhere around the time that they were done 113 years ago. Here's a TFR. There's probably something presidential happening here. I don't know if it's Trump or Kamala, but someone's got to be here within 3 days. We are going to take off from Hiawatha, which is again near Hancock, New York, where Calbraith P Rodgers here. He landed because he was having engine trouble and he broke some skids on the Vin Fiz. They had to fix it, but it was up the next day. So, anywho, we're going to fly south like he did. It's not going to be like this, actually. Let me show you the briefing. So, we're going to fly north to, again, follow the train tracks there. That's along the Delaware somewhat. And then he would take a left-hand turn and kind of follow the tracks. Right at Susquehanna right there, he got lost. He started going south towards Scranton. He landed at Carbondale, which we're not going to do. But he landed there and asked for directions. And they pointed him even more south. So he landed in Scranton. And then he got directions saying, no, you want to go this way. So he went north, and I believe it would be these train tracks, right, coming out of Nicholson there, that he would follow up to Great Bend, which is right near Hallstead. I think Great Bend, again, is this yellow square right there, across from Hallstead. And then he followed the tracks, which we're probably going to do, to Binghampton, and we're going to land at Tri-Cities right there. So, he landed there, and then he said, oh, heck it all, I'm going to keep trying to go to catch up some time here, because he had other competitors that tried to do the Hearst Prize to be the first Transcontinental flyer in 1911. So he followed the tracks. He went all the way to Elmira. Elmira is not looking good, though, because the weather here is minimum VFR right now, and it's supposed to go down. So we're going to see if we can get to Elmira. But first we have to take a landing in Scranton. That's the landing we can do. And then we're going to follow his route up here. So we're going to try getting this thing done. If not, I'm probably just going to call it a day at Scranton. Which is why I left my battery to be Scranton. And I did that all along from years ago. So anyways, we're going to get started here. We're going to stream. We're going to get this thing going. And hopefully everything just works finally. But yeah, let's get this thing going. So, checklist. 172 SP. Remember, we're taking our Vin Fiz inspired livery here for 489 Victor Foxtrot. We are not using air traffic control, because they did not have air traffic control back then, so we are not on VATSIM. But we are going to recreate these flights. So, back in the plane, as they like to say. I hope everything's off and I didn't leave anything on. I didn't. Fuel is off, so we'll turn that back on. For some reason, it does that sometimes. Alright, C-track back lock, avionics off, autopilot's off, throttle 4th of an inch. Again, using my Redbird TH1. I love this thing. The only problem is it's wicked big. Mixture's full lean. Brakes are set. Master on. Beacon on. Looking pretty good. Fuel pump on. 1, 2, 3, and fuel pump off. And I believe we're good, so clear prop. We are indeed good to go. You're right. Oh, this is going the right way finally. Alright, oil pressure is in the green. Lights as required. We'll turn on the nav and the taxi light as of now. Seatbelt harness is good. Flaps are up. We'll visualize that too as well. Looking pretty good. Alright, avionics on. I'm going to resize this window for my real sim gear GNS 530, which I'm using as a outside the sim, if you will. you want it to match this window because it's actually an extra monitor. That's what it basically is. And then we just put it, drag it down to that monitor, and say full screen. And then the real sync gear, it looks just like a 530 right here, so I can use that. So, all right. ATIS. There is no ATIS here, but if we look at Sky Vector, there is a there's a windsock, I thought, somewhere around here. Maybe not. I could be wrong on that. But last night I actually flew this a little bit just to test it. So I'm hoping everything goes the way it should. There's no windsock. So we'll go to Sky Vector in a second and get whatever weather we can around here. But let's check out what it's doing at Scranton. Scranton is winds are 250 at 5. So we probably want to go south. So I'm going to have to taxi down the runway to my left. And then I'm going to take off that way, which is fine. Because, well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Alright, altimeter is set. Should be, it should be about 1670, which it is. So the altimeter is good. Alright. That's mean sea level right there. Alright, altimeter transponder is good. ADS-B, we'll pretend it's on. Radio test, we're not doing that. Taxi light, we're good. Brakes, we're going to test the way out, and we're going to go down south. Okay, we got this. And I never turned on the tablet for you, but just know I'm looking at my checklist. Parking brake off. And we're going to, seeing that we're on grass, we're going to elevator back and get out of here and keep it rolling. That's the goal here. And we'll be using my electronic flight bag again for most of our navigation. Because it has the actual route there. So, and when on turf, you want to keep the nose wheel weight off the ground as much as possible so the elevator goes full back. And you want to keep the plane rolling on the ground. You don't want to stop because if there's any soft turf, you could sink into it. That's basically why this is the procedure. So, and the only time I ever was on turf with my with a 172, not my 172, but in real life is when I went camping in Promo Field, and it was a little hairy when you first started and it was on grass, because you were just like, oh man, I hope I don't get stuck. But you get over that pretty fast. It does take a little extra RPMs at first. Okay, we're gonna do strobe and landing. Is that a windsock? No, that's a tree. Okay, I could have sworn there was a windsock somewhere around here. But anyways, all right, flaps are up. We're looking good. I know I didn't really do an engine run up because that would have been done back where we were. So I'm just gonna go with it. Let's get on the runway. Keep it rolling. Okay, and it's the same thing with the takeoff. You gotta be careful though, because you keep the elevator somewhat back, if not all the way back, and then you let it go. See, I'm still rolling, and here we go. Let's do the Vin Fiz flight. Now this will lift up on its own, and then you have to just slightly lower the nose as you get up, and you gotta stay at ground effect for a while, because you don't want to stall it. See that? And just anticipate staying in ground effect for a while until you can get to VY-ish, which is 73 in this. There we go. And we're good. See how that can be hairy? So you gotta be careful. Plus we have a crosswind from our right, so we'll be taking a turn to the left once we get up here. And the clouds over here are not terrible. I think they're overcast at 6,000. I'm going to keep this kind of low. I'm going to keep it in the 2000s like he did. Toby, I tried. Don't feel me now. Clear on the left. I'm going to turn left. Turn this puppy all the way around to get heading north. Alright. So, again, we are mostly doing our navigation by electronic flight bag, so that way I follow the historical route, if you will. there you go. You can see it for yourself. It will stay around 2,500, 2,700. So we'll kick this back pretty soon. And we're heading towards Deposit, New York, which is kind of where he went as he followed the train tracks. Test flying this last night. Make sure the sim was working. You can't see the train tracks, but you can also kind of see why he got mixed up, because back then there were more railroad tracks back then. Obviously, there weren't a lot of roads because it was 1911. So, trimming out here. And we're heading north. Tobii tracker's off. Good. Just checking. That's why you see him twitch my head. And we'll stay right here because, again, we're only like 1,100 feet off the ground here. So, bid adieu to Hiawatha Private Airport here. Thanks for the service. And we're on our way to Deposit, New York. Looking for tracks as we get near the Delaware. So he basically looked for the Delaware, which is out here in this little valley-ish thing over here. And then he followed it. And the Vin Fiz train was there. And they had like a white tarp on top so you could see it easier. But we are doing this historically one day later than when he did it. So yesterday just wasn't a good day. 2 days ago, I should say. 2 days. I think I tried 2 days ago. Alright, so we're looking for the Delaware and train tracks. Which is over here. I think it's in this valley right here. You'll also see up here, to our right actually, is Hancock out in the distance. I don't know if you can see it from here. The mountains kind of hide it a little bit, but that is Deposit, New York, I believe. So we're on the right path here. And you can see that it has a road there. The train tracks is supposed to be to the left of it, so that little thing might be the train tracks. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, what's that ground speed? Yeah, 146 knots. Wow. Pretty good. Going about 2.5 times the speed that he did back then. Everything seems to be going well. This is scary. Alright, train tracks, Deposit, New York, and then we're going to take a left. And just, I'm going to try following the train tracks if we can spot them. So, remember, he was in the Vin Fiz, he was sitting on the edge of it, so you can see all this. He wasn't confined to a cockpit. You can see a lot of this, which is probably pretty good. So I can turn to the outside view. The train tracks, they're right there though. That's them right there. We shall follow them to the left. And those are the same tracks, I believe, that the Vin Fiz train actually followed. So it's a little windy up here though. 149 ground speed, not too shabby at all. And again, he'd be able to see right below him, but you have to kind of look ahead and intend where we're going to go here. So I'm going to try and fight back this help though, as you can see. Like right now you can't even see the train tracks, looks like dimmed down a little bit. So we're going to follow his lost route to Scranton and then go back to Binghampton eventually. Keep an eye on these tracks, they're going to go that way. So we're going to follow this curve here. This is Deposit, New York, right here. See that there's a lot of roads that follow railroad tracks. We're gonna follow the tracks over there. There's the tracks. You're gonna go this way for a little bit, but they basically follow that road for a little bit. So there's too much else to explore the hills here. Following the railroad tracks, which are on the side, I believe. All right. Oh no, right here. Got it. Hillside. Altitude. Hard to see though, isn't it? I gotta take a slight left turn, so you should see the tracks somewhere. Maybe this is it actually. Those look like tracks. Maybe I'm wrong. That looks like a road actually. Following the section, it's saying take a turn left, so I'm gonna follow the section here. Tracks. See the railroad. It says I'm above it, but see the railroad tracks. Maybe this is it actually. Trees. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Yep. Either way, we got the sectional to help us. Just want to get a little more altitude here. Man, it's not easy to follow these. Now, listen, that could also be because of the Microsoft trees, but it might not. So, I don't know how this is in real life, but it basically says that it goes this way a little bit up. Yep, you can see them now. Yep. Railroad tracks. Section. See if we see any on this side. Again, we're keeping it kind of low because that's what he did. I mean, he was in a modified Wright Flyer, Model B. So, tracks are better visibility, mind. There it is. Easiest thing to see these, but you can clearly see them now. That's what he followed. That was the main navigation source, was railways. Did have better visibility. And we're coming up on Susquehanna at Lanesboro. I think the book mentioned Lanesboro, but Lanesboro is where he went south. So this is going to be interesting. And that's because these tracks intersect the Erie tracks, and they had like a thing over it, a crossover, where he didn't see it, and he thought he was following the right tracks, but it wasn't. Susquehanna, and then we're turning south like we did by mistake. night it does get confusing. Imagine if you didn't have any GPS like we do today. I have it right now. I can see where he can get confused. Susquehanna's right here. And he's gonna follow a set of tracks. It doesn't look like it exists anymore. If you notice they have this road right here, maybe that replaced the railroad tracks. That's what I'm thinking. So, I'm gonna follow that road down. But even now, you can't really see the tracks. So, following the error now. And there were tracks down back then. And on the modern section it says there are no tracks here. And we'll be flying direct to Carbondale, where again he did a landing to figure out where he was. So I'm flying the following the electronic flight back to Carbondale, Pennsylvania. And I can only imagine what he had to do. He was running out of fuel too by then, I believe, so he had to get refilled on fuel. And I think someone stole the gas cap at one of these stops. I thought it was Carbondale, but wherever he stopped, thousands would show up, and like they'd like sign the cloth, the fabric on the plane and stuff, and they'd be like stealing parts of it. So I don't know if stopping was always a good idea. You know what I mean? That looks like a good road, doesn't it? I don't know if that was even a railroad track involved. There's no rails, at least on the sectional, on day. And I can only imagine what's going through his mind as he's like, oh man, I don't know where I'm at, I don't know what's going on. But, he sees these mountains out in the distance as well. It's pretty cool. And again, when he was landing at these places, he would just find an open field and land, or he land at like a park. And some of those parks still exist today. I believe the park in Scranton is named after a little girl that was kidnapped and murdered now. So it was called something else back then. So just some of my research outside of that. That park still exists, I believe, in Scranton, but there's no way we're going to park on 172 there. So it's kind of like the original airmail route that they tried from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia. Oh, excuse me, to New York. They started that out of a racetrack in New York, so which is still around, believe it or not. But this flight also started out of a racetrack out of Sheepshead Bay, New York, and that no longer exists. They bought it out and they put a bunch of houses there back in the 30s. So it was a different time back then. The brakes on the original Vin Fiz flyer, there was none. It was like basically a little wooden thing on the end of the plane, and it would drag on the ground, and that's how you would slow down. So lots of things are different. But we're on our way to Carbondale, Pennsylvania. This is where he took the mistake and he went south. He was following some tracks this way. And the ground speed is slowing down. As we make our way along the original route of the Vin Fiz, even the way that he got lost. So he also stopped at Great Bend, so that would have been, well, that will be coming up around Hallstead, but we're not going to do that either because there's really no airport around there. So we're going to land at Scranton, and then we're going to land at Tri-Cities, and then we're going to land hopefully at Elmira. Hopefully that works out for us, but we'll check weather as we keep flying. And again, all the original logs on the flight are available on the Smithsonian website. If you just type in Vin Fiz logs, it'll pop up a Smithsonian thing, and it has the actual typed out logs. And someone they hired people or volunteers to actually type it out so you can read it better too. Very interesting. He didn't damage anything on this part of the flight too, and this was a long one. This took him from Hancock, New York to Elmira. He also left at 11:30. What time is it now? I think we're a little bit before that. So we figured we've been flying for about 20 minutes. Let's go to 11:50. Sorry about that. It's not a big difference, but go right there. This is about what it would look like, I guess, back then. I guess. But it took him 246 minutes to fly this whole thing. And he did some stops. He did have to refuel at one stop. So these updrafts are getting to us now. And believe it or not, Carbondale is down there. So we're almost at Carbondale. And we'll take a look at it as we overfly. But the place where he landed in Carbondale is also houses, so if you wanted to be historically accurate and land in what was a field back then, you couldn't do that either. So but I would think by about this point, you probably need to modern day we don't see any tracks. Elmira tonight, I will be very happy. Oh, excuse me. And a lot of winds are coming off the hills and stuff, so modern day, this is a ski resort. I'm sure it wasn't back then. Maybe it was. But it is today. It even says ski area on the section. So. Alright, back on the section. Oh, you got the section on. I'm sorry. My preview is delayed. Carbondale coming up in about 7.5 minutes, 7 minutes or so. But I think we're already past where we were from last time. I think I kept doing a CTD years ago when I tried this. So it's looking pretty good as of now. Let's hope it stays that way. I'd love to buy a new, build a new computer, but it's not going to be in the cards for a little while. So we're still running the i9 9900K. Did upgrade the video card to a 3090, excuse me, a while ago, about a year to almost a year and a half ago, and it's still a beast. I mean, it's not a 4090, but it does the job as of now. I'm interested in seeing how this setup works with 2024 when it comes out. But I really want to buy the collector's edition, because I have all the old Microsoft Flight Simulator boxes, like software. I bought them one at a time, and then I had my copy since FS 2004. I couldn't find my earlier copies, but I have all the boxes with software in them on my wall here on display. So looking for, hopefully, the collector's edition if I can get it. I want to buy through Steam. I don't want to buy through Microsoft. So, and that key probably comes from Microsoft. So, but pre-order on Steam is supposed to be coming out in 2 days, I believe. So I want to check that out. And if the collector's edition is still there, then I will buy that if it's doable. If not, we'll just move on. I'll just buy the Aviators edition from there. So I also have to look at what I own for planes already before I do that, because basically the Aviation Edition, they just include all this Microsoft like aircraft that they released from 2021 to today. So it's like 30 something aircraft, but I own them. I think I own a lot of them, so just have to look it over. All right, so we're lost, just like Calbraith P Rodgers. Thanks again, Cal. And we're looking, and we passed the mountain. So I'm thinking, where the heck am I? So he's gonna put it down on an open field, and he's gonna ask for directions, and they're gonna give him bad ones. Just gonna leave him farther south to Scranton. It just is what it is back then, I guess. The stream seems to be handling this just fine for once. I don't want to speak too loudly or else it'll jinx me. Carbondale coming up in about 4 minutes. Vin Fiz here. The plane was so delicate back then that when they went to Christian it with the bottle of Vin Fiz soda, they basically just sprayed it on the skids in the front. They didn't break a bottle of bricks. They probably break the plane or the frames or support and stuff. So got a little bit hairy, if you will. And they explained that to the lady that did the whole bottle champagne send off for the maiden voyage. So by the end of it all, though, it wasn't the same plane. They rebuilt it so many times from all the accidents he had. It was a little low to my liking. I'm gonna get a little on studio. Carbondale coming up. And I'll try to point out where he landed if I can remember, because again, I went on Google Maps with that book. That book is awesome, the Vin Fiz book, The Flight of the Vin Fiz. Right there. Explains it all, and it's really good. It's by E.P. Stein. I don't know if he's with us, because I think this book is from the 80s. But it's a really good book about the Vin Fiz flight. Like the whole thing. So I read it as we go to prepare myself for the next flight. So Carbondale coming up over here, I believe. And he's lost, so he's going to put it down in the field. And he's going to ask for fuel. And I think this is where someone stole the fuel cap to the Vin Fiz. So that's out there somewhere. They never recovered it. But the field, I believe, was over here in this quadrant where the houses are. So they weren't there, obviously, back then. And that's where he landed. It's a very hilly area here. On my test flight last night to make sure everything was working, I landed here with the 172, but it was all hills. Like it's very rough terrain to land on. I did it, but it was hard and probably not practical. So Carbondale, Pennsylvania, right in front of us, and that's where he put down the Vin Fiz the first time. Again, I believe over here somewhere where the house is. And they told him to keep going down south. They said, no, that's the way to Binghampton, which was not it at all. So, you gotta remember, it was very crude back then. He had a compass, but it was like a regular compass. And then to tell the wind direction, his wife, I believe, gave him a little thing to pin to the frame, and it would blow in the direction the wind was coming from. So, talking about very primitive stuff. We're not talking about wind turbines like there are today. So, very interesting. All right. So there's Carbondale, Pennsylvania. I never turned on FSLTL. Yeah, he landed somewhere over here. This was the field. That's where he put it down. All right, so he landed. He took off again, and they told him to go this way, towards Scranton, Pennsylvania. We'll do a probably full stop and taxi back here. That's what I'm thinking. Save some time here, but you can see the clouds are getting lower now because we also climbed to 3,200. Currently at, I'm using Sky Vector for my weather here. It's overcast and rain at 3,800. So he had to go through whatever. They didn't have like all these weather stations like we have. So we're just gonna try to make it work today. And it is supposed to fall and still showers and rain and mist later on overnight. So we're gonna try to get in here and do a landing, probably a full takeoff. We are going to use modern things though. So let's get the ATIS 135.75. We'll find out where the winds are from in the simulator. Come on now. Comp 2.
Wilkes-Barre Airport information, Echo 1600 Zulu. Wind 139er at 6.
139, we're gonna go 10.
Sky conditions.
This is a class delta in real life. Let's see. Everything's a left pattern though, so we're gonna do a left 45.
Altimeter
Runway 10.
ILS runway 22 in use.
Maybe not. Maybe we're doing 22. Alright, let's do 22, which is a direct in. So we're going to look for Scranton. And we'll do just a extended funnel in there. This could be the airport over there. But he found out pretty fast. He wasn't going the right direction. As we leave Carbondale, which is his first stop. Again, not a field to land in anymore. So... And he might have filled up in Scranton, but they stole his fuel cap somewhere along this route. So my pattern altitude at Wilkes-Barre is 962 feet. So we want to be about 2,000. Start a little descent down here. Wilkes-Barre is in front of us. We are directly... I love these magenta things when I'm trying to flight back. They kind of line you up right away. So we just have to keep going straight. We will eventually get to runway 22. Just looking for the visual here. I'm sure he could have used one of these electronic flight bags back in the day. He'd probably be astounded. But sadly, he passed a couple years after Vin Fiz. He was doing flight training. He obviously ended in California. And he liked it so much that he decided to stay out there. And he was doing like, you know, flights and rides with passengers, and he would train people too as well. But he died at Long Beach. He had some engine. They never really knew what happened. They think it was birds. Birds got in the way, and he did evasive maneuvers, and he crashed the plane on the coast on Long Beach, and he did not survive. And then they rebuilt the plane. And it crashed again somewhere along the way, and then it was basically rebuilt by his mother, I believe, years later, donated to what's his name there? It'll come back to me eventually. One of the oil magnates there, who then donated it eventually to the Smithsonian. And the Smithsonian does not currently have it on display, but it has been on display in the past. So. And that is not the original either in a way, because it's built from rebuilt parts from the Vin Fiz. So it's the closest you're going to get. So it is the Vin Fiz, but it doesn't have all the parts he flew with because they were replaced many times over this whole journey. So, alright, looking for Wilkes-Barre. Could be in front of me. We're about 11 nautical miles out still. Visibility is not the clearest, but it's not that bad. It's 8 square miles. So that's why we're seeing that. And I'm thinking full stop taxi back. Save some time here. There's rain, definitely rain there. Let's see the rain. Looking for the airport. And obviously this airport wasn't here either, so he landed in that park in the middle of Scranton, which I don't know where that is right now, but it's It's downtown. It's a park right along the river. Scranton. What was that? I don't know what that was. We're still flying. Good for the airport. This could be it right there. Not sure yet. Let's get that pattern altitude until I see it. That could very well be it right there, though. It's still loading all the graphics here for tiles and stuff. Got some elevation issues. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. Big elevation problems. Well, we're still gonna fly it. Don't know what's causing that, but it's got issues. Just gonna worry about landing here. Airport should be coming up. It's big elevation issues. Look at this. You got houses hanging off cliffs and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Alright, let's try to get the landing here at least. Oh, I see some lights. And we're getting a little bit of rain. And the Vin Fiz lights. What a heck of a picture to see that elevation difference here. I don't know what that's possible like. That is the runway though. Interesting. Alright. DG set, altitude set, and I'm going to keep the airport diagram open. I'm going to take the tablet off so you can see all this. And let's do a landing in Scranton, shall we? We're landing on runway 22. So we'll take a turn to the right after we land. Do all that stuff. It's kind of disheartening to see all these elevation issues. So I don't know what that's all about, but that's what it is. I wonder if it's the airport. I think I have it's either freeware on this. I think it's freeware. Might not be freeware actually. We'll take a look at that after as we taxi back. How's that? Okay. Toby eye tracker's on. And again, we're not flying VATSIM or anything. We're doing this without ATC. We're just flying the Vin Fiz route. Okay, kick it back to 1700. Under 100. I'm going to put 10 degrees of flaps. Angle down slightly. We're above the glide scope, which is good. Actually, yeah, we'll do 1500 now. In the white arc, 20 degrees of flaps, angling down. If you're hearing any buzzing, that's my butt kicker. It's whenever I do the flaps, it makes you feel the flaps. Looking pretty good. Elevation issues are aggravating. Don't worry about that picture taking. For some reason, my Toby eye tracker reset button is hooked up to the take a picture button. I don't know why. It wasn't there before. Right, we seem to have a little crosswind off our left here, so I'm going to put the ailerons a little bit to the left here and put the rudder to the right to get down here. I'm getting a little slow too, so I don't like that. I don't mind being above the glide slope though, because I'd rather be higher than lower. And I'm going to try this replay thing after too. I'm going to start recording now. And test. Yes, replace it. All right, and it's recording my landing now. And who knows? Maybe we'll take a look at it because it was working last night. I started experimenting with that too. I've had it for a while. I just never really used it because it was kind of. I don't think it was buggy. I think the simulator was buggy before. But here we go. We're gonna land here. Full flaps. And we're gonna make our landing. I'm gonna go a little fast too because the crosswind is with us. Scranton, Pennsylvania, everybody. Lots of rain. Throttle out. Little throttle because we're going slow. Okay. Left aileron. Right rotor a little bit to even it out here. We're off the center and stuff. Yeah, that was hard. Ow! I think I lost my butt there. Alright, anyways, we're going to taxi down to the Delta taxiway. And get off this runway. Flaps going up. Lots of rain. So, I don't remember him saying the weather was a big issue other than being cold. Actually, no, there was one point where there was some moisture here. Crossing the runway here. Alright, we are going to do a full taxi back. And then depart again, but we're gonna take our time doing that. So we get off at the Delta here. Very good. Let's cross it. I'll show you a little bit of the modern day map here for Scranton here. I'm gonna turn right here onto Bravo, which is also correct. I'm gonna slowly make our way down. All right. So, turn off the TOBI tracker. And our next stop should be, if the weather cooperates. I'm going to switch the banner here. Alpha 6. No, so Kilo Alpha. Oh, I thought I was still moving there for a second. Sorry. It's Tri-Cities. Hancock, New York. Kilo Charlie Zulu Golf will be our next departure. I don't think I want to review that landing. That was pretty bad. I'm just going to keep going here if that's okay. Vin Fiz, the Vin Fiz 172. Scranton, Pennsylvania. 4800 Victor Foxtrot. If I guess we can go straight, so it's kind of difficult to do that in this view. All right, we're not going to refuel because we almost have full tank still. So it shows you that we have it pretty good compared to the original Vin Fiz. And we travel about 2.5 times faster.
Allentown traffic FedEx 1647 Heavy 11 miles northwest inbound visual runway 13. Allentown traffic FedEx 1647 Heavy final runway 13 to land.
All right. You can see that was definitely a cross when I was right with the wind off the left there. You could feel it. You could, for the best part of what you could do. If you get used to which way it gets pushed and stuff, you can do that. But I was right, so that shows you a little bit of experience there. All right. Anyways, we're gonna stop here for a second while I explain things. All right, so let's look at the briefing screen for a second. We'll talk through this. So he landed at Scranton and he finally got some good directions to go north here. Wrong screen, Eric. There we go. So we're at Scranton, and he went north. He followed the tracks out of Scranton, and he ended up at Great Bend finally. And then he followed the tracks. You might follow the tracks to Binghampton, and he landed there again. I think it was a park or some type of park ground. But we're going to land at Tri-Cities, so that's where we're going next. And then we're going to take a look at Elmira and see if we can make it there today, because I would like to end there if I can, because that's what he did in real life in one day. So join us. We're going to go and do this thing. Here we go. All right. Everything looks good. So let's depart. And we're going to head north eventually. But we'll get going there. Again, the elevation issues here, not too good. Put the Tobii eye tracker back on. And we are going to depart runway 22. No ATC, no nothing, just like back then. Someday we might do this with the right flyer. I want to do it in the 172 first. So. Okay, in the middle. And full throttle, rotate at 55, climb at 73. What's going on? Let's go. Gets up. That's weird to see that truck going left to right. So I have a suspicion it might be this airport. I think it might be freeware, because it doesn't look like payware, but it could be payware. So I don't know. And rotate. I mean, he couldn't even tell when he was fast, because he had no airspeed whatsoever. So I guess it was more of a feeling back then. He got trained by the Wright brothers, by the way, out of Ohio. And he only had, I would dare say, I'm guessing on this because I'm trying to remember what I read, but he had like 60 hours. Which, in this day and age, is not much. Back then, I mean, that's how it was. So I'm not liking this visibility, I'll tell you that. So I don't think the airport is on a hill like that, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. That's the features, let me know. Oh, that was a bird. We're departing in Vin Fiz. We're totally disregarding IFR or anything like that too as well. Because they didn't even have IFR. We're going to turn to the right out of here. So rock the wing up. We're clear. Turning to the right. Tobii eye tracker is going off, so I don't have to keep doing that. Might need some lights here, because it's getting pretty dark. I'm turning that thing on. Now, with the upgrades to the WB Sim mod, you can just hold the button down and it'll turn that a lot faster like I just did. So I'm liking that part of the updates to the newest version. But alright, we are turning north, as you can see on the left tri-flight bag, and it's going to get pretty gnarly. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can see those tracks too, because there's still tracks out of Scranton. Remember, he can see a lot better all around him. I'm not thinking the railroad tracks as of now. Hey, what's this? This could be tracks. No. Nope, it's on tracks. Alright. So we'll just fly north and eventually hopefully we'll see some tracks and try following that. We should be at Hallstead, which is Great Bend, in about 17 minutes. Be looking for where we're going to speed navigation source. With the Vin Fiz training and having white banners on top of it. took guts, man. It took guts just to fly like this back then. Oh, maybe. Sure, I'm getting too high. Yep. Trim that down. Train tracks, maybe. That could be train tracks. Yep, that's train tracks. So I cut up that and see it. There's a train right there. He's gonna follow that north, so we'll try to do the same. It's kind of hard to see in the cockpit here, but we'll see what we can do. And again, people came and saw him wherever he went, so. Sorry about the train elevation problems here. No clue what causes that. And if you were wondering about Scranton there, that is actually freeware. So that freeware might be the cause of these elevation issues too. So I don't know if that's the case, but that could be the problem. Regardless, we're gonna follow these tracks out of here. Which I can't seem to find it. Man, it's not easy. Not easy. Oh, there they are. They go right up the cliff. Seems to follow this highway, maybe, or is it this way? That's the Vin Fiz. He's back on track now. Literally, he's following those railroad tracks to go north. So back then, see that he traveled 50 miles per hour in this plane or about there. That was a big deviation. So, and the official log says Rodgers lost his route and went to Scranton, 104 miles out of his way. And he made stops at Great Bend, which is where we're going to right now, in Binghampton. But he also set down in Carbondale and Scranton, so. Tracks are just right below us. They are. Follow tracks. This will take us right to Hallstead, if we keep following it right. Lost the tracks. It's not easy. Is this them? I think these are the tracks. It's not moving the scenery. Let's try it. Yeah, if you're hanging off the right flyer and just like the Vin Fiz, just updated model, you could probably see a lot more below you. Help here, but we're doing our best. Thank God for the electronic flight bag. Alright, it's supposed to turn left or something. It's called right through here. Oh man, iced tea time. Oh. Sorry, Cal. I'm almost out of iced tea. This is not good. But we have 143 knot ground speed. I mean, that's pretty good. That's probably almost 3 times as fast as he traveled, so just saying. Driver's getting caught up in checks. I put that in wrong. It's alright. Alright, so the railroad is gonna work. Don't know if we can see the tracks anymore. Fast enough or it's just that bad. So taking it like that's the railroad track right there. Okay, we're almost at Hallstead. And he landed over there as well, but we will not be landing. There's no airport there anymore, but he landed in fields, like I said. Back then they used racetrack, fields, anything that they could land in. I wonder what he'd feel about general aviation today. By the way, he was the first man to ever publicly own an airplane, like privately own an airplane. So he was the first one. He bought it right from the Wright brothers, and it was called the Wright Flyer EX, and it was specialized for him. The wings were a little bit, I believe, shorter, so that way it was a little bit more full of endurance for his flight. And yeah, so one of the first general aviation pilots right here on my right, just saying. Toby, that tractor's driving for me insane right now, so I'm turning off. Those tracks will be here, it's not loading that well. Let's check something else, make sure the photogrammetry's still working. So, data, no, it's on, okay. Shows that it's loading too, so I'm just map and but we'll see. Oh, we got a raid. Digi driver rating with a party of 5. How's it going, sir? We're flying the Vin Fiz flights again. Vegetation is not coming in. Everything else seems to be working okay. So I can't tell you about that. Welcome to the stream, Raiders of the last stream, and thank you to Digi Driver for rating. So that you're doing some development tonight. Thank you for the raid. But we're gonna try to make it to Elmira today. Elmira is not looking promising. But we're following the 1911 first Transcontinental flying route by Calbraith P Rodgers over here. And we're flying my livery, Vin Fiz. The flight happened 113 years ago. And we are in the, I guess it's called back roads of Pennsylvania. We're following a railroad, but the imagery's not coming in that well. The map enhances the water. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's not, and it's loading. So I don't know what that means, but we're on our way to Hallstead, New York, which is right around Great Bend. Is it Hallstead, New York? No, Hallstead, Pennsylvania, which is right near Great Bend, where he landed there, and then he continued on his way to Binghampton. So we're going to land at Tri-Cities. We're not going to land at around Hallstead because there's no airports. Back then, he just landed in fields and racetracks and sort of like I was saying before you rated. So the railroad would be over here. It's just not loading very well. I don't know what's up with that. So, but you can see it's loading the scenery. It looks to be pretty fast at it. So I don't get what's going on, but kind of weird. Something going on here. Oh God, what did you say? That's right. You know it. I'm gonna have to buy that shirt for FS Expo. Just saying.
What you gonna do when violent mania runs wild on you, brother?
I'm gonna get the red one though, because I like the red one. That's just me. The other one's good too, no doubt. When I land, it catches up on me. But we're doing this without ATC, no VAT sim, no nothing like that. So.
Let me ask, what I like
nice.
to step best? Arms, legs. I like a baby spicy Slim Jim. Step into it, yeah.
And you can see I'm using my electronic flight bag for most of the navigation, which is good because I can't see any room. It just seems to be getting worse. That's bad. I'm gonna try cycling the photogrammetry here, people. Give me a second here. And I can do that because I'm not on VAT sim. So off and then back on. Let's hope this works and doesn't mess anything up. Again, this might take a minute or two, so I'm sorry. But I kind of want to see some visuals here. That's the whole point, isn't it? Enjoy the entertaining music in the background while we wait. I don't know why. Alright, let's turn it back on. Now it should load. Be good to go. I mean, the trees and stuff should load automatically, right? That's what I thought. Maybe I have to turn off Bing World data, but we'll see what happens when I just do this. Alright. No, that's not looking promising. That's not looking I don't like this. This is not good. Yeah. Alright, let's try to go settings again. Not good. Shouldn't have touched it. Alright, let's do that. Turn it off entirely. It should load the default. Yeah. It's always something. It's always something. What took him like 4 hours though would take us about 2. So I'm hoping that this will work. Alright, is it loading? It should be loading. No, it's not. Okay, I think we have an error here. This is not. That's not good. Alright, if we have to, we'll reload. But I'll reload over Hallstead. Just like slew it there or something. Not good. Alright, let's try flipping it back on again, see what happens. Not good. Doesn't even look like it's moving on this thing. Usually it's like...
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Well, if we have to, again, I'll start over Hallstead, New York, and we'll move on our way to Tri-Cities. This is not good. King Easy, I'm waving hi to you. Alright, let's see if it works. I'll give it a second, too. I just want to... This is not looking promising. Sometimes if you leave it, I mean, you can obviously see the lakes and stuff down on this. But we're going to continue to fly to Hallstead with the electronic flight bag. And if not, I will restart the sim over Hallstead. That might take a while, so I'll have to go to standby for that. But we'll figure it out. Right, Calbraith? We're still flying somehow. I don't like how it's not letting me go up and down either with this camera. Microsoft, get it right. This is like reverse IFR. Reverse IFR. Alright, I guess we're going to try restarting. Anyways, I'm going to go to a standby screen. And we'll meet you somewhere above Hallstead. Feel free to take a little time for yourself, but we will be back. Please stay tuned, or at least come back. We'll see you. testing one last thing. Wanted to see if we got some sound here. Sorry about my microphone being off last time. All right, we got to reboot this. All right. Not the computer, just the graphics, the capture card, if you will. But we will be coming back. Should hear some sound coming on. Huh. Interesting. Well, tell me I have to change the restart it again, because that would suck. Alright, let me try this. This is really professional stuff here. Alright, I'm probably going to have to restart the sim, but we're not restarting the computer. But we'll be back. Alright. Oh, make sure I got sound. Alright. It's just loading again. We will be back.
Are you enjoying watching the Eric Flight Twitch channel? Want to help Eric Flight design bigger and better content? Well then, become a subscriber today. That's right, for the price of a fancy cafe, mocha, affogato, americano, you can subscribe to the Eric Flight Twitch channel and help provide for bigger and better things for the channel. For the low price of a subscription, you can rest assured knowing that you will be supporting a worthy cause towards your entertainment. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today. sky enthusiast? I'm Eric, the man behind Eric Flight Aviation Designs. Let me take you on a journey to our aviation-inspired world. It all began with my deep love for the skies. As a private pilot and flight simulator enthusiast, I have always been captivated by the beauty of flight. I wanted to share that passion with the world, and thus Eric Flight Aviation Designs was born. We're not just a store, we're a community of dreamers, pilots, and aviation enthusiasts. From our comfy tees to our cozy hoodies, each piece is meticulously crafted by myself to embody the spirit of flight. But we didn't stop there. Our home decor items like pillows and bathroom accents bring the elegance and thrill of aviation into every corner of your home. And our collection doesn't end with apparel and home decor. We have aviation posters and art that capture the essence of the skies, along with protective phone cases and stylish bags designed to reflect the beauty of flight. So, whether you're a seasoned pilot or a sky enthusiast, I invite you to embrace the skies with us. Every purchase not only brings you a piece of aviation magic, but also helps fund my real-world flying adventures and simulator flights. For that, I am very appreciative. So please, come on, join us at Eric Flight Aviation Designs, where the spirit of aviation takes flight. I will see you in the skies.
So sorry it's taking so long. You can't see the blue line, but it's about, say, 80% there. So we're getting there. But we are gonna try to finish this. Let's look into Elmira, where we're thinking about going tonight. So we're gonna start though over Hallstead, Pennsylvania, right here. I'm just basically gonna click on the map, say start. It's gonna put me airborne. We're gonna land at Tri-Cities. Oh, just loaded. Full stop. Taxi back there, and then we'll check it out Elmira when we do that. So let me see if I can get in here. Let's say Kilo Charlie Golf Zulu Golf, and then we're gonna go a little bit to the side of that. The time is going to be 12:40. That's where I left off on. Let me try to note of that. It's 12:40 p.m. ish. It's about where we were at, and we're gonna be at Hallstead, which is right around. We're pretty much right above it, so a little bit outside Binghampton, which is, that's deposit. Hallstead, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna click right about here, because this is where we were. And we're gonna start from there. So everyone, strap on, we're going to go and finish this route. Everything is held the same. I'm hoping everything stays the same. Looking at all my controls, we should be good. And if not, I'll quickly push start. But I think we're gonna be fine. And you can see that we're starting there. You can see it on the electronic flight bag as well. And we're gonna be good. It's just loading all the scenery. So, uh-oh. Please don't do anything bad. Shh, please just work. Please, for the love. Holy Mary, Mother of Flight Simmers. Please make this work. It's loading scenery. That's what it looks like. I really have to stop doing freeware scenery or something, because I have way too much. Hence why I have 3 SSDs. One which runs Windows and has the Microsoft main install on it. The other 2 just are used mostly for scenery. And I'm hoping that this works. Please, Lord, Mother Mary, Flight Simming. Please. I get nervous. Yeah, I feel rumbling. That means we're usually in the... Oh, no! Damn you! Alright, we'll try it one more time tonight, and if not, we're just going to have to call it a night. But I'll be back. This sucks. We're still loading, but it's getting there. Actually, it just got there. All right, so should I try going over the land again, or should I start at a closer airport? There's Tyler Airport, so let's see if we. I think we should start there, because maybe I'll load the scenery better. I'm hoping. So Tyler Hallstead, which it's just right outside. So let's take off north and just go for this. And again, the approximate time was 12:40. There you go. We good? We'll depart from there, and we'll head north. You can kind of see on electronic flight bag where that is. It's a private airport just south of Hallstead. It's right around where we were. Please just work. Stop it with this crap. This is not making me... Alright, that's it. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick it up another night from here, because I can't stay up all night. I got to work. I'm so sorry I kept everyone waiting, but we're gonna pick it up another night. For some reason, it's been giving me problems lately, my computer in general. So it shouldn't, but it does. So we shall pick up the Vin Fiz flights, probably from Tyler. I want to make a note of that, which is right outside Hallstead. And we'll go to Elmira. I don't feel like restarting the whole computer again. And I'm going to be wicked tired by the time we get this done. But we shall pick this up soon. I appreciate everyone coming out. Digi, thank you for the raid. And I'll keep working on it. That's all I can tell you. It usually works out fine. I don't know what the problem is. So, but nothing but love for all of you. We'll see. We'll be rating someone. So stay tuned if you're on Twitch. And I do appreciate all of you. And I'm so sorry about the problems that I'm having here. It shouldn't be doing that, but it does. And the computer's working fine. So you know it's flight sim. I'm looking at the event log, by the way. And all it keeps telling me is that it's crashing flight sim, and it gives you this generic error. So just to prove that I'm not crazy, this is what that latest crash did. Actually, I gotta reload it. Give me a second. It's weird. It's really weird. Now it's saying FS Realistic crashed it, which makes no sense because I just updated it the other day. But anyways, I shall see you soon. Eric Fight, peace out. We're going to raid someone if you're on Twitch. Stay tuned, and I shall see you soon.